Welcome to this podcast from Stratfor, leader in global intelligence.
The political crisis in Afghanistan is deepening. Afghan election officials have ordered partial vote recounts throughout the country. This after declaring that as many as 200,000 votes cast in the August 20th presidential elections were fraudulent. Meanwhile, there's also growing pressure for the leaders of the United States and Germany, who are facing fallout from a nasty airstrike in Kunduz province last Friday. A look today at the political situations and how they impact security, and vice versa. Thanks for tuning in to the Stratfor Daily Podcast for Tuesday, September the 8th. I'm Marla Dial. Concerns about vote fraud were never far from the fore when Afghans went to the polls last month, and so far, more than 650 major fraud claims have been filed with authorities. So far, results from nearly 450 polling stations, or about 200,000 ballots, have been tossed out as suspicious, and a great majority of those appear to have favored incumbent President Hamid Karzai, who's still trying to avoid a second-round runoff. Based on preliminary results released so far, Karzai is still running a little shy of the 50% benchmark he'd need to claim an outright victory over former Foreign Minister Abdullah. But as concerns about fake ballots grow, the numbers get shakier. Fraud investigators now are focusing especially on votes cast in Ghazni, Paktika, and Kandahar provinces, where support for Karzai ran strong. The more drawn out the election controversy becomes, the more problems that can emerge for the Western powers that have backed Karzai's government and committed troops and civilian workers to help establish security and infrastructure in Afghanistan. It's not only a question of Karzai's mandate, though that is a significant one. Challenges from the Taliban are likely to increase whether or not the presidential election goes to a second round in October. And that raises questions about public support for the war effort in the United States, Britain, and other countries, where leaders are mulling whether to commit more troops and trying to refine their tactics for stabilizing Afghanistan. On a related note, there's new controversy over last Friday's airstrike in Kunduz province, which was said to kill a number of civilians as well as scores of Taliban fighters who'd stolen 2 NATO fuel trucks. U.S. forces carried out the strike, but it was called in by a German commander. Officials say the Germans were worried that the fuel trucks would be used as vehicle bombs, targeting their base in Kunduz. It's not clear how many people were killed. The Germans say it was 56 Taliban fighters, but U.S. and Afghan officials have issued numbers ranging as high as 130, including civilians. The turmoil's still rolling. EU leaders have blasted NATO over the incident. NATO's ordered an investigation. German Chancellor Angela Merkel has issued a public apology, and she'll make a statement to Germany's parliament today about the whole issue. Meanwhile, U.S. Commander Stanley McChrystal is trying to mitigate the damage to the hearts and minds strategy that's so key to turning the tide of battle against the Taliban. As always, we'll be tracking those developments. For more analysis and forecasts on Afghanistan and other global issues, please visit our website at www.stratfor.com. I'm Marla Dial for Stratfor. Thanks for listening. We'll be back again soon.